Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my Tome Infinity and Beyond Round 3 TBR. If you are unsure what this readathon is all about, I'll leave all the links down below so that you can check it out, but it is basically a readathon where we are trying to save the earth by reading books from different continents on the planet. I have picked sci-fi books for every continent, including Antarctica, and I even have some bonus books that I might get to if I have time during the month. That said, however, I am going to be away for basically 2/3 of this readathon, and a lot of these books are really quite huge, so I don't want to be taking all of them on the plane with me. So a lot of this will probably be done on my e-reader, and I've got some books set aside for that, so that can happen. Okay, so let's dive into these books. For North America, I am planning on reading Storm of Locusts, which is book 2 in Rebecca Roanhorse's Trail of Lightning series. I don't think the series is called Trail of Lightning series, but I've forgotten off the top of my head what it is. This is an Own Voices Native American urban fantasy / dystopian style sci-fi book, which I am definitely planning on reading. It's been sitting on my Kindle for ages waiting for me to pick it up, and now is the perfect opportunity to do that. And my backup is Fid's Crusade, which is also on my Kindle. For South America, I'm planning on reading Infomocracy by Malcolm Older. I don't actually know all that much about it, except that it is something to do with technology and a struggle between competing styles of technology or something like that. I don't know. I'm just going to go into it blind and read it because that's how I like to go into my books. For Europe, I'm going to be reading Do You Dream of Terror 2 by Tome. This is about a group of teenagers who are on a spaceship heading to an Earth-like planet, but it's going to take them 23 years to get there, so they're sort of stuck together for this very, very long time period, and it's how they deal with that. I'm very excited about this book. For the continent of Africa, I'm going to read The Book of the Phoenix by Nnedi Okorafor, and this is a book about a genetically enhanced woman, and that's as far as I got in terms of reading the summary, but it is a shorter book, so this one will be perfect if I do need to take it away with me. It's not going to be too heavy and I can definitely read it. My backup for Africa is also Rosewater by Tade Thompson. I've heard a lot of people talk about this book, but I still don't know all that much about it, except that it's set in Nigeria in 2066, and it has something to do with an alien biodome, which sounds really intriguing. So I've got 2 really great picks that I'm looking forward to for Africa. So one of them is going to get read. Possibly both of them. It'd be nice if it's both of them. For the Asian continent, I'm going to read Waist Tide by Chen Shifan. Perhaps. I'm very terrible at pronouncing names, so bear with me. And I've talked about this a couple of times now on my channel, particularly in haul videos. This is sort of a dystopian style science fiction where the world has basically been inundated with waste electronics, and the main character, Mimi, is a waste girl. She actually sorts through what's left over and trying to find the things that are actually still usable. And this is a world where basically power and technology have clashed, and I'm very, very intrigued to read this. I was very intrigued by the cover. This was entirely a cover buy for me, but I'm so looking forward to it. The more I think about it, the more I just want to pick it up right now. For the Australian / oceanic continent, I have a couple of picks. The main one is going to be Ida by Alison Evans, which has been sitting on my Kindle for years, and it is a dystopian story, and I'm pretty sure one of the main characters I think has autism or some sort of neurodiversity, and there is also a representation for LGBTQIA+, so that ticks off on some of the subcategories as well. Basically an end of the world story, and I would really like to read it. My backups for this one are The Cruel Stars by John Birmingham. I don't know anything about it, except I know of John Birmingham, and I've been meaning to pick up some of his sci-fi works for a while just to try them out and to read some more Australian sci-fi and adult Australian sci-fi. I also potentially have Deviate from Jay Christoph and The Rift from Rachel Crowe, and this is New Zealand sci-fi, I'm pretty sure. For Antarctica, I'm planning on reading Beneath the Dark Ice by Greig Beck, and this one I think is probably a mystery thriller / sci-fi, but it is pretty sure set in Antarctica, and that's about the extent of it. I did a random search to try and find things set in Antarctica, and it is so hard, but there are things out there. And I think I do have one potential backup, but I've got to double check what book that was. My group's book, because I am one of the team leaders for Team Supernatural, is The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. And this is a sci-fi set on a world where the planet doesn't spin. So one side of the planet is always in permanent freezing darkness, and the other side, it's always daytime. Humanity sort of has to find a way to survive with these 2 polar opposite sides. And I'm very intrigued by this concept, so I cannot wait to pick this up. If I read through my main TBR picks, which are the ones that I just talked about, I should end up with, I think, 1600 points for Team Supernatural. I might be off because I don't necessarily know if everything's going to tick off boxes. However, I also have all the rest of my sci-fi books that I'm just going to run through really super quickly. These might get read during September. I don't know if they'll get read during the readathon, but they might make an appearance. So there is A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe by Alex White, which would tick off on the diversity challenge. To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers, which is her new book, and I'm very excited to read it. It is novella length. It is less than 150 pages, so this would tick off the read a book in one sitting challenge. So let's be real, I'll probably read this at some point. I have Thrawn Treason, Alphabet Squadron, and Master Apprentice, all from the Star Wars Expanded Universe series. They'd also all tick off the books that are actually set in space challenge. So with this one, which is Adrift by Rob Buffett, and I'm pretty sure this is about a luxury hotel that is in space, and it's about a group of people who go off on a shuttle from this space hotel, and then the space hotel is destroyed and they're left floating out in space. So that would be really cool to read as well. Exhalation by Ted Chiang would cover off on a collection of short stories because all of his works are short form. The Disasters by MK England, which I've been meaning to read for ages. I really need to get on that. Oh, another Star Wars book, Canto Bite, which pretty sure this is another short story collection, so that would work too. Yes, 4 short stories, and one of them is by Myra Grant, which is Shauna Maguire, so that would be really interesting. And then I have a middle grade, and that is Ultra Ball Lunar Blitz by Jeff Chen, which I should read and take into work because the kids would really like this. So that is everything that I may potentially get to during Tome Infinity and Beyond round 3. I don't know how I'm going to go, but considering I will be sitting by a pool for at least 7 days of the readathon, I think that's quite possible. Fingers crossed. Don't forget to check all the links down below. If you're planning on participating in this readathon, do let me know, and what are some of your picks for the challenges. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.